Hey everybody, farmhand. I am just finishing up doing a supply run, getting errands. We evacuated. We made it out safe. I'm hoping everybody else made it out safe. If you're watching this, feel free to, say that you made it out safe. I've had a lot of reports. Social media is a beautiful thing when it's used properly. The other thing that I've noticed has been used for recently in the last day or so in the aftermath of this storm is everybody's wants to be the corrector. They want to be the lecturer. They want to be the law enforcement of social media. And I'm guilty of trying to steer people in one direction or the other. But it's very, very important that right now we talk about how we truly feel, and not based on our wants, but based on our needs. So fill me in. Tell me in the comments how you feel, how you're feeling, and talk about what you really need. Not what you want, but what you need. As a continuation of that, talking about what you need is going to be the most important thing that you can do. If you are able to do some work, then take care of your own home first and then offer to help others. Make sure that you are good. Hope is coming. The power companies, I've seen the linemen that are stacked in droves. So the port has opened back up because of flooding. Didn't have anything to do with anything going on with a strike or anything like that. That was nixed before the hurricane touched down. The gas, the fuel, everything is coming. Help is on the way. Just do what you can, focus on that, and do your very best. That's all that anybody can ask of you. That's all that you can ask of yourself. That's all that you can ask of your neighbor. That's all that you can ask of the person that you're infighting with on Facebook in some random Facebook group. That's all that either of you can ask for each other. It's just doing your very best, helping those around you afterwards. All right. If these two back-to-back hurricanes have taught us anything, if they've taught us anything, it needs to be understood that there is a lot of misinformation going around on the internet. First off, FEMA is not rerouting money to immigrants and to people that don't deserve it or don't need it or whatever. And no, this is not political. I am apolitical when it comes to social media or anything like that. You can try and push it out of me, but I am apolitical. I don't go after political topics. I go after topics that are common sense, which isn't so common anymore. So, FEMA, the first thing, that has been disproven. The other thing is that, the fuel can't get to us from the port in Port Tampa. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with a strike. The strike was nixed the day before the hurricane touched down. And if it wouldn't have been, it would have been a lot of shame on you, shame on them type of thing. Not shame on you watching. You know what I mean. In some areas of St. Petersburg and specifically Pinellas County, which I know about, that's my area of expertise, that's my home. You need to understand that not all the gas is out in Pinellas County. It's just being treated like a war zone. Some people treat war zones like a free-for-all, and some of them treat them with the delicate amount of caution that you need. There are places that you're able to get gas, and if you're able to jump out of the county, you're able to get gas, but the tankers are coming right now. What we're going to see is a spike in fuel prices, and then there's going to be an excess amount of gas, and then it will lower, and then it will go back to boop, 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 like we all know and love. Not really love, but we know that it does that. So that is something that's going to be coming in the next few days. The trash pickup, I've impressed to see that it has restarted again, and they are diverting people to a different entrance if you have storm debris. No word on whether or not they're going to continue paying local haulers to get out there and dump the stuff at the landfill there in Pinellas County. No word on that, but old farmhand's going to be there to update you when the word comes in. The other thing that is dispelled or can be dispelled, it's not really a dispelling, it's a common sense thing. If you have a driver's license, I know it's been a long time for me since I passed my driving test, but if you have a driver's license and you have passed your driver's license test, you should know this because it was part of the written exam back in the day whenever I took it. What do you do when you come to a traffic light being out, meaning the power's out, the traffic light's not working? Ding, 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 ding. You choose to use it as a four-way stop. You use it as a four-way stop. Now, there's two sides to this coin. On one side, there's a lot of people who are not using it. Specifically, I've heard reports on US 19, north and southbound, people are just blowing through these intersections as if they're not, it's just like US 19 has become the Autobahn, which essentially it does in certain parts of it when you get out to Pasco County. Just saying. Another part of the other side of that coin, rather, is people that are just like, hey, when you get to an intersection and the traffic light's out, then everybody should know it's a four-way stop. Now, I just did that, but I didn't do it with quite that amount of whininess and piss and vinegar. It was more, hey, if you have a license, you should know that this is the common sense approach. This is what you're supposed to do on a situation where you come to an intersection. You treat it as a four-way stop. Where there's a traffic light and it's out, treat it as a four-way stop. So don't get on to people. Don't shame people. Some people don't know. I don't know if they're still doing it on the test anymore. I don't think that there are kids that are getting their driver's license and saying, ooh, let me go back and read the rules of the road in Florida. Nobody's doing that, I don't think. So on one hand, you should know it. On the other hand, if you don't know it, you shouldn't be shamed. And speaking of shame, this is a time for us to all come together. And while there should be a healthy amount of shame always for just asking for a handout, if you need help and you are thinking of something that you need and you ask for it from your neighbor, there is no shame in that. There will be no shame from me if somebody asks for help. And plenty of people have already asked for help, and I'm not even back in town yet. There's no need for shame. When someone needs something, do not shame them. Help them. Take care of your family. Take care of your friends. Take care of your business. And then when other people come knocking, help them. Don't bring shame to them. Just help. It's super easy to be kind. And guess what? If you physically, financially, mentally cannot help another person, that is okay. Because you're still helping the situation by removing yourself from something that you can't do anything about. So if there is zero way that you can help someone, at least in your head and in your heart, remove yourself from the situation and say, I wish I could help. I'm sorry. I can't give more. And move on and do what you can. There is no shame in doing the minimum that you can, because a minimum is all you're able to give. A lot of us are strapped financially. I'm feeling it. I've been out of work for a week. And before that, when Pinellas County shut down the dump, like I said many times in other videos, they kneecapped me. They kept me from running my business to the fullest degree that it's able to run. So I had to go back into survival mode and scrape and scrounge and pray that I could make ends meet. And as a small business owner, everybody knows if you do not go to work, you do not make money. That's how that works. If you don't have people going and doing it for you, you don't have a large staff going and making sure that your business is still running, the dollar signs, the zeros, they don't go into the bank. And when that stops happening, the bills stop being paid. So the original part of this message was to talk about how you feel and what your needs are. What I feel is that I feel helpless that I can't help more people. I feel helpless that I'm not going to be able to help everyone. And it hurts. And the things that I need, I have. I took them with me out of the state. I took my family, and I got to be with the other parts of my family that were out of the state or in the northern part of the state. Talk about what your needs are. Talk about what you're feeling. Because it's okay to talk about your feelings. It is okay to do a little bit of complaining. You got to get that out of your head and you got to get that off your chest. So I'm here to listen. I will read your comments and I will respond to every single one. Before this all happened, we were all going through a mental crisis because we had just got off of the mental crisis, or we're still reeling, many still reeling from the effects of Hurricane Helene. And then when Hurricane Milton came along, it exacerbated or created new problems for us that we didn't have before. So it is okay to complain, but make sure that those complaints are constructive. Make sure that you're being honest, and make sure that they attend to what you need and what you are legitimately feeling. Hemming and hawing doesn't do anybody any good if it don't have any truth or any want or any need behind it. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. Talk about what you're feeling and what your needs are.